If you're living with pain that won't go away, and every scan comes back normal, and every doctor visit ends with another prescription that doesn't really help, this video is for you. At least 1 in 5 people worldwide live with chronic pain, and it's one of the leading causes of global disability. As a doctor, I see this every single week, and there are 5 things I wish every chronic pain patient knew. The last one might surprise you. Let me paint a picture that might sound familiar. Someone comes to my office, they're in pain, maybe stomach pain, maybe joint pain, maybe pain everywhere. It's been going on for a while. I examine them and I can't find anything wrong. I send them for tests, for scans, everything comes back normal. I refer them to a specialist, more tests, still normal. Or maybe a minor finding that doesn't really explain what they're feeling. And each visit there's a new painkiller or a higher dose of a medication, and maybe it helps for a while, but then the pain comes back and now they're dealing with side effects on top of everything else. If that sounds like you, keep watching because there is a way forward. So first, let's talk about what's actually happening, because to manage chronic pain, you need to understand how pain works. Pain is your body's alarm system, and alarms are useful until they start going off when there's no fire. When pain is working properly, it's a brilliant system. You touch something hot, the tissue is damaged, and signals travel through your nerves to your brain. Your brain processes that information, warns you that something is wrong, and within a fraction of a second, you pull your hand away. That is pain doing exactly what it's supposed to do. But with chronic pain, something has gone wrong somewhere in that pathway. And here's the crucial part. It's not always the tissue itself that's been damaged, which is why the scans can be completely normal. Sometimes the nerves become so sensitized that they keep firing signals even when there's no ongoing damage. Think of it like a car alarm system that goes off every time the wind blows. Nothing dangerous is happening, but the alarm keeps sounding anyway. Or sometimes the nerves are fine, and the problem is in how the brain is processing the signals. Stress, trauma, poor sleep, anxiety, isolation, and difficult life experiences can all amplify pain pathways and change how the brain processes pain. And sometimes the brain can misread those signals. It may tell you the pain is coming from your stomach or your joints or your back when the main driver is somewhere else. For example, someone comes in with severe stomach pain. We test everything. Everything comes back normal. But when we talk a little bit further, it turns out they've been under enormous stress at work for the last 2 years. The pain is real, but the nervous system has become overloaded, and the brain has started sounding an alarm in the gut. And then, quite understandably, you start adjusting your behavior. You stop using the affected area, you stop exercising, you withdraw socially, you eat less. And every one of those changes feeds back into the system and amplifies the pain signals. You end up stuck in a loop. Real pain, driven not by damage, but by a nervous system that has learned to misfire. The good news is that because it's a learned pattern, it can be unlearned. And that's what the next 5 points are about. Number 1, we need to understand that painkillers are probably not the answer. I know that might be hard to hear, but the evidence for long-term painkillers in many types of chronic primary pain is limited. They may take the edge off short term, but for most people they aren't reducing the underlying pain, and in some cases they actually make it worse over time because sometimes the side effects become part of the problem. If you're on pain relief and it isn't helping, it's worth having an honest conversation with your doctor about whether it's time to wean off rather than keeping going higher and higher in dose. If it is helping, that's okay. The goal really is just to get to the lowest effective dose while you work on other strategies. So number 2, and this next part matters, psychological therapy, and I mean that seriously. I know that word can feel like a dismissal, like the doctor is saying it's all in your head, but it isn't. What I'm saying is that because chronic pain involves the brain's processing systems, therapies that work on that system can be genuinely effective, more effective in many cases than the medications like painkillers that we prescribe. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy, both have good evidence behind them for chronic pain. Think of it like a rewire. Every time your brain learns something, it forms a new pathway. These therapies help strengthen the pathways that calm the pain response down and weaken the ones that amplify it. It takes time and it takes effort, but the evidence is there. Number 3, graded exercise. Exercise is one of the most powerful tools you have against chronic pain. Now the good news is that you can start this anywhere, anytime, and even the smallest change makes a difference if done consistently. But the key word is graded. You don't want to push too hard, too fast and set yourself back. The goal is to do it a little more each day, consistently, gradually over time. Even small increases add up. Movement breaks the pain loop in a way that rest simply doesn't. Number 4, antidepressants, and this might actually be the one that surprises you. Not because you're depressed, though chronic pain and depression often go hand in hand, and that's worth addressing too. But certain antidepressants have good evidence for reducing chronic pain, even in people who aren't depressed at all. They work on the same nervous system pathways that are misfiring. This isn't a last resort, it's a legitimate evidence-based option worth discussing with your doctor if you haven't already. Number 5, acupuncture, and this is another one that might surprise you, but there's evidence there. Acupuncture isn't something every doctor will recommend, and the research is still evolving, but there is some evidence that it can help some types of chronic pain, particularly musculoskeletal pain. The theory is that it can help modulate those overactive nerve signals we were talking about earlier. It won't be right for everyone, but if you've tried other things without success, it's worth a conversation. So, if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. The pain is real, the nervous system is real, and there are real evidence-based ways to start getting your life back. It won't be quick and it won't be one thing. It'll be probably a combination of approaches tried over time, but people do get better. I have seen it. If you're not sure where to start, go speak to your doctor, ask about psychological therapies, ask about graded exercise programs, ask about whether your current medications are actually serving you, ask about alternative options. You are allowed to have those conversations. And if you found this helpful, please share it, because there are a lot of people living with chronic pain who feel completely alone and who haven't been given the information they deserve. If you want more videos like this, there's a lot more on this topic and on this channel. And if there's a topic you want me to cover, drop it in the comments.